Alright guys, hello and welcome everybody to a Flight Sim Fan video. We're back in the F-14 Tomcat by Heatblur Simulations, and this time is going to be the cold and dark startup from the back seat. I'm going to preface this with I'm not using a checklist. This is the way I do it online. I find it the most efficient way. This is to get you up and running in a hurry online by doing the proper alignment, of course, not messing anything like that up. So first thing we're going to need to do is you're going to need, if you're flying with a front seat guy, which if you're online you have to be flying with a front seat guy to be in the back seat. You'll jump and tell the front seat pilot to open his radio menu up, or her radio menu up. Go to F8 for ground crew, and you'll need to turn on the ground electric power with F2, F1. Do that again with your backslash to open the radio menu, F8, F5 for ground air, and we'll connect that as well. Let me just change the audio to the headset. There we go. Alright. So they're going to apply the power on. You can see that the power is on. I'm going to do a quick, just a front seat setup of what we need to do in the front seat real quick. And we'll leave it there. We'll leave the engines off for now, and we'll hop in the back seat. Alright, so once we're in the back seat now, this is where the actual tutorial starts. So first thing I like to do is I go ahead and arm the ejection seat for the front guy, just so they don't have to look all the way around and do it themselves. I'll do it for me too. And both ejection seats are armed. Now you can notice it's a little loud, so I'm going to bring the canopy down with left control C. Alright, so with the power on, we get a compass rose, a couple blinking lights. That's pretty much about it. And then this is where my startup comes into play. The first thing I like to do is get the center screen here, the TID. I get this turned on, or I put the switch in standby, and we'll wait for this to turn on, and we'll do the TV in standby. Then from here I move to the right, and I work from this side down, and I do on the left side, this side down. So right now we'll do RWR to on, our DECM to standby. Our countermeasures like to put in normal or manual mode. So in manual mode, the front guy has flare. In the back seat, you have chaff and flare. Okay, you can set any programs up you like here. Any internal lights you have here. Kane's waypoint, I'll show you this for the carrier alignment. We're on a ground alignment, so this one's a bit longer. And data link I leave, we can actually enter in the channel. So by doing this, we hit right shift K. That brings the kneeboard up, and then you have there's two brackets left at the backslash to move next page. And there's actually no tactical data links in this server, but if you come to the third page, it's a data link frequency for E3 or carrier, whatever you're tuning into, and then the digits right of the 3 would be what you put in. Notice there's already a 3 here, so don't put the 3 into the channel. Just the 3's already assumed. You just type the channel in there. Okay, with that already done, I move to the left side. I go back to up, or aft forward. Oxygen comes on. You could set your TAC in the way you like it. You could set your intercom switch with a simple radio, hot mic, cold mic, and so on. That's right here. So we're in cold mic right now, hot mic, and so on. Okay, we'll get our radios up. So I'll click this one to the right. Gives you your presets. This one's up to the right, goes to manual. And I can manually tune a frequency as I like. Okay, I'm going to put the ejection seat handle here in the aft position. This is our, if it's in forward, it ejects the pilot only, I believe. Or no, it ejects you only. In the aft position, it ejects both pilot and Rio. Okay, FOV for the camera, for the front forward camera, I go to narrow. And then I can go to wide later on if I really need to. I just pre-select my elevation bars to 4 because I'm not really going to use 8 too much. Okay, now by the time that's all done, the screen should be on, but there's couple steps we got to do. Is we'll uncage our altimeter here. So right click and hold, and that goes away, gone. On the artificial horizon here, we're just going to click the knob, and it goes away. We'll recenter to level. Cool. Come to the right side. That's all good. The only thing left to do now is alignment, and radar cooling. And radar cooling gets done when the engines come up online with the bleed air. So we can do that in a second here. So alignment now, I like to punch in all the information first and then turn the alignment on because you're in a rush if you don't do that. So let's go do that. We'll hit right shift K for the kneeboard. And I'll go to the very first page with the brackets again. Brackets are left, for me on my keyboard, are left of the backslash that you open the radio menu with. Okay, so we got to type in all this information here. So first, what we're going to do is going to scroll this category knob to nav. Okay, we're in own aircraft, so we're going to change our own aircraft's position. And you'll see on the screen that anything I type here will be replicated up at the top. So what we're going to do is hit these. We're going to type this coordinates in first. I like to do it in the order that they give it to me in. Doesn't really matter, but lat long, elevation, and magnetic variation. So we'll do our lat first. So we'll hit lat. And it says north, so we'll use north/east. Okay, you can notice that as soon as I start typing, I'll type the first ones here, 4-3, 4-3. You'll notice that it starts typing. I can't move my guy, can I? There we go. Notice it says 4-3 there, so I can keep entering coordinates. So 4-3, 2-6, 9. Enter. Okay, now on the east coordinates, you have to add a 0. So the way this goes is longitude, north/east, 0, 3, 9, 5, 6, 7. Enter. Okay, elevation now, we're going to hit Alt for 4. So I hit Alt, and I'll type in 104. Notice that it says AL104 there. I click Enter. Now the last one, magnetic variation, we got to go down to the very bottom right here and click Mag Var Heading. Click that, click Heading, and type in our deviation, which is 6.4, so 6.4, the decimal's assumed, 6.4, and it's a plus. Enter. Magnetic variation 6.4. Alright, so that's all done. All we got to do now is I'll reset that to own AC. You don't really need to, but I'm going to anyways. And we'll select G and D on our nav mode here. There we go. Ground alignment. Okay. So I can already tell you right now that we actually don't have a fast align in this server. This is actually the instant action cold start. So in most servers, as soon as you do all that and go to ground, two things should happen. You'll get a stored heading green light pop up right here. Stored heading align. This would pop up in green. And on the TID display, you'll have it say ASH, which means it's actually in a fast align. So right now, this is actually a full alignment, a full 7-minute alignment. Every server I've ever flown on, be it the Hogget, 104th Phoenix, Dynamic DCS, DDCS, all those servers, Ground Winter, they all have fast aligns. So as soon as you do the steps I showed you to do and go to ground, it'll say ASH and stored heading align. But for this cold start mission, it doesn't have that. So we're going to have to wait that limit. I'll edit it so you don't have to wait that. So this is a ground startup with the alignment. The carrier alignment is actually a lot easier. Okay, so now we need to align on the carrier. I just did the same startup as I did before in the video. And we're waiting for our screens to come up in the middle here. So we'll get a couple numbers that we're going to need for the alignment first. What we're going to need here is our Kane's waypoint. So just remember this number, channel 01. Okay, and the next one's going to be our data link frequency on the carrier, which is 185. The 3 and the 0 you can knock off. The 3 is automatically assumed, and the 0 you can just throw away. To change pages like this on the kneeboard, it's your kneeboard next page button, and it's the brackets left of the backslash by default. So before in the ground we had to type all this stuff in. Now you don't have to do that. Now you just need the data link frequency and the Kane's waypoint. It does it for you. So we'll go down to the data link. Okay, so now we're at the data link channel here. So Kane's waypoint 01, KY28 1. That's right there. We'll go to our next page, and it says Tactical Data Link Systems up at the top. 185. 185. You can see the 3s right there. Okay, the last thing to do, or a couple last things, I'll move you down a bit so you can see. We're going to need to throw the data link's power switch to on, the right click, and the Kane's waypoint mode to on with a right click. Okay, and nav mode instead of ground to CVA. Okay, notice on CVA, turn on the fast align as well in the mission editor, so you'll get the ASH there. So it's going to be the fastest align possible, and it's a data link align. I don't have to type anything in. It does it for you. One quick note, if the mode here, if this doesn't stay on, if your Kane's waypoint, let's for example turn that off, the data link, you'll notice the Kane's waypoint turns off by itself. Okay, so you need the data link on for that to work. Obviously, me doing that just stopped the alignment, and you'll get a flashing HS there, but that's just to show you. So on the carrier, data link channel, Kane's waypoint channel, both switches for the mode, right click, and then CVA. Okay, there's the dot in the center. We got a ready light. 1, 2, 3. INS is aligned. Okay, so I tell at this point you're good to taxi. Parking brake can come off in the front seat, and they can do whatever they like.